Since moving to the traditional territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples on Vancouver Island to plant a new church expression, which we're calling the West Shore Community of Practice because it's rooted in contemplative practice, I've been pulled in many directions. Certainly it's been distressing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and there have been so many signs of hope and abundance. One of the signs of hope and abundance that I've seen is a willingness for people to engage and be curious about and drawn into a new faith expression. Now, I'm not going to overwhelm you with numbers of participants, partly because of the pandemic and partly because church planting is actually rather difficult, and there is no easy way to do it that I've discovered. But we have found a willingness for people to engage and to go to depths and heights. After all, we're outside hiking a lot of the time. New heights that they hadn't previously explored. One woman, after one of our contemplative day hikes, told me that when we took communion at the top, or near the top of the hike, overlooking the Juan de Fuca Strait, the ocean and the Olympic Mountains in the background, that was one of the most profound communion experiences that she'd had. And we took a pretzel bun and broke it and shared that, and we took a little Tetra Pak of wine and cracked that open and shared that and had our full ritual right there on the mountainside. Beautiful experience. Just this week we had our family-friendly contemplative walk down at Whitty's Lagoon. And we found ourselves with several new families to us, and we were in one of the creeks that comes out of the river and goes into the ocean. And the creek was just so warm and peaceful, and our plan was to do this big long walk, and we all stopped and stood in this warm creek. And I'd planned to talk about something else, but it occurred to me that why not talk about baptism? And how each of us can let something in our lives die so that something new can be born again. In this place of lushness and vegetative abundance, it's not too difficult to find human abundance, a desire for our spirits to dance and be together even if we're at a distance, a desire to be united with God. This is where I'm finding abundance. The other thing I wanted to mention is we, without seeing it, rented a house, and the house has a front yard and a backyard, which is a pretty incredible thing. And the front yard has two 40-year-old trees, and these trees have provided anchors for our slackline swing set for a new swing that hangs. We have ducks and muscovies, and our house has become this amazing hub of activity. Even when we weren't allowed to invite people over, if people would stop in and play in the front yard at a distance safely, there was just a real sense of community and neighborhood even when we weren't able to gather as community proper. There is abundance all around us. Even when things are tough, even when the path forward is unclear, there is a path forward. We move the overgrown vegetation aside to reveal a new way to encounter the divine, to be with each other, so that God's kingdom can flourish. We as individuals can flourish, and in our communities can flourish in the abundant life that God promised through Jesus.